This is not going to be a long waffling type of video. This is just hitting you with the facts. Welcome to Waves Unleashed, and I'm about to unleash some waves on you. Hello guys. So as you can see from the title of this video, 3 reasons why you don't need them to like you. I'm so sorry, I hate to break it to you, but you don't need them to like you, and this video is going to help you realize your worth, and actually come out the other side thinking, you know what, I don't need to convince people of my worth because I know it myself. I don't need to walk into a room and think, okay, this person seems like they don't like me, so I need to try and convince them. No, we're not doing that. And I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you don't need them to like you, and why you should actually come away thinking, you know what, I'm not going to try and make them like me anymore. If they like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. And I've got them written down here. Firstly, I just want to let you know that I understand the feeling of wanting people to like you. I understand the feeling of walking into a situation and being like, okay, I need to get this person to like me so that I can now validate myself through them. If they give me that reassurance of knowing, okay, I'm liked, now I'm subconsciously telling myself I'm good enough because this person likes me. And a lot of the time it's people we put on a pedestal. We walk into a place somewhere and we see people that have this sort of energy about them. We're like, okay, I want this person to like me. It could be either you want to be like them, you want them to tell you that you're enough, but either way, you're going into these situations and you're like, okay, I need this person to like me. And it's not the right type of energy to try and persuade someone that you're good enough. If you know you're good enough, they're more likely to see that you're good enough, because you know it. You're setting that tone in that energy. If you walk in there and you don't know you're good enough, you are going to do everything to try and convince them that you are good enough, so that now you can feel like you're worthy enough. But if you know you're worthy enough, you don't need it through them. You don't need them to give you that validation. And because I used to be someone who used to walk into rooms and be like, okay, I want this person to like me. Oh, actually no, I want that person to like me. I want to try and convince them that I am worthy of them liking me, because this will make me now feel like I'm enough. But that's not how things work. Life doesn't work that way. Not everyone's gonna like you, and you don't need everyone to like you. And that's exactly what we're trying not to do. So this is 3 reasons why you don't need them to like you, and let's just get into it. Okay, so the first reason as to why you do not need these people to like you is because it's not authentic. If I walk into a situation and I say, okay, I want this person to like me, I'm going to do everything in my power to try and get them to see me, to notice me. So I might stand in a certain way, I might see them being a certain way and be like, okay, I need to be more like that. Or I might say certain things to try and get them to, you know, notice me, like me, to approve of me. Or they might be interested in something, and then you might find yourself being like, okay, let me talk like that, let me be like this, let me show them that I'm kind of interested in that too. But you're forcing it, and it's not coming from a place of authenticity. And when you're forcing it, for example, when you go to an interview and you want the job so badly, you might be putting out this energy of like, okay, like me, I'm good enough, but then you end up coming across nervous, so you're not actually authentically being yourself, because now they're seeing you as like, oh, this person, you know, their energy's a bit off, or I don't really get it. But have you ever noticed that when you're completely comfortable within yourself and you're around people that do make you feel comfortable, think of someone in your life who makes you feel comfortable. When you're around them, they make you feel good, so you know, okay, I'm worthy. When I'm around this person, I know that I'm enough, so I don't need to do anything. But if you don't know you're enough around someone, you're going to start to act differently to how you normally would, and it's not authentic. That's not the right environment to make actual friendships or relationships, because now you're not in your true self, you're not in your true identity, you are pretending, you are putting on a mask, and then you're going to have to try and keep up this mask, this facade, for as long as you know this person. A lot of the time we fall into self-fulfilling prophecies. We think, oh, this person sees me like that, so now I need to be this way, or I need to change how I am so that they can like me. But it's so unauthentic. So you need to actually accept yourself and just understand that if they don't like you, they don't like you. If they do like you, they do like you. But you needing them to like you is not doing anything for you. So that's number 1. The first reason as to why we do not need them to like us is because it is not authentic when we need it so bad, because now we're putting too much pressure on ourselves to be something that we inevitably are not. You are not this character that you want them to try and like. That is exhausting. And oh, I noticed they like me when I did this, or I need to keep being like that. And then anytime you might be in a different mood or swift a different way, you're like, no, I need them to like me, so I need to be this way. It's inauthentic to try and get everyone to like you. It's not realistic. Not everyone in this life will like you, and that's okay. We're accepting that. We don't need it. Now let's move on to the next point. So the second reason as to why we don't need them to like us heavily relates to the first reason. You don't have your priorities in check, because realistically, if you are now walking into situations and you are like, okay, I need this person to like me, you need to stop and think, no, I need myself to like me. Because once I like myself, once you like yourself, you will not need someone else to like you, because inevitably, if they don't like you and you have a situation where someone may not like you, they might say something like, oh, I thought they were too much. This happened to me once. I was really nice to someone and they were just like, oh, I think she's too much to my friend. And honestly, at the time, it did injure my ego a little bit, and I remember thinking, oh, why not? I took it as like, you know, injury to my ego. But now, if that same situation happened, which I've had situations like that since then, I would look at it more like, okay, that's fine, but I like me. I don't need to convince myself of why they didn't like me and try to figure out, they didn't like me, that's fine, but I like me. And I've convinced myself now, so I don't need need to convince anyone else. I don't need to go into a situation and be like, okay, I need you to know that I'm good enough so that I can now know that I'm good enough, so that it can reflect back, and it's like a cycle. It's not how it works. Convince yourself first. So look at your priorities. Your priorities are not in check if you are trying to get someone else to like you. So that's the second reason. If you catch yourself being like, oh, I need them to like me, say, no, I need to like me right now. I need to like me. I need to check myself in this situation and say, what do I like about myself right now? What am I doing good? Shift it to a positive thing. So get your priorities in check. You need to be working on your self-worth and how you see yourself, and that means affirmations, focusing on stopping people pleasing. I have other videos on how to improve your self-worth and how to just build your confidence in general, so please check out those videos. And the third point is that you're just teaching yourself now. Your value comes from other people, and your brain picks up on these things. If you are constantly looking for validation externally, you are teaching your brain to look for that. So now every time you go into a situation or a place where you don't feel liked by someone, you're going to try and really seek that out and do the most to try and get that validation, so that you go back to feeling comfortable and safe. You don't feel safe, so you've taught yourself this is the way to cope. It's okay, we all do it, we've all done it before, but you need to teach yourself that this is not the way to cope, because we can change this. We can change it. We don't think we can because we've kind of conditioned ourselves that this is the only way to be in this life, but it's not. Now I need to walk into these situations and just say, I'm actually teaching myself that this is the way to be. But it's like a muscle. As I said in my last video, everything is a muscle. The more you train it, the more you change it. That is your brain. So if you are now saying to yourself, okay, I noticed that I am trying to convince this person to like me, but realistically that is just teaching myself to do that in more and more situations. But if you be okay with the fact that they won't like you, you will now actually prove to yourself that it's okay. You won't die. You won't die if they don't like you. As much as that sounds so cliche and so silly, and in the moment it might feel like such a pressure to try and get them to like you, understand that the worst that could happen is they don't like you, and that's just some perception in their own mind and their reality. But realistically, are you living in their reality? No. You're living in your reality. And when we're being honest, we don't actually see the world through other people's eyes. So if they see you through their eyes, that's fine. They do that. They take that burden. They have those negative views on you. As long as you have those positive views on you, you're actually more likely to get people to like you if you like yourself and you don't need people to like you. It's actually so funny. When we don't need something, it happens to us a lot easier. So that's very much how all these points that I've just said, they really just go back to the fact that once you like yourself, it doesn't really matter if other people don't like you, but it also makes it a lot easier for other people to like you, because they notice that confidence and they notice the energy that you've set. You set the tone for how other people see you. If you like yourself and you don't need their approval, you're much more likely to be yourself and be authentic and not need their validation. So now they're like, oh, okay, I like this, I see this. Subscribe to this channel because I post every single week and I'm giving tips for us to become the best version of ourselves. Stop caring what people think. Stop holding yourself back and living in your mind this identity that you've created as someone who needs other people's approval, doesn't know how to walk into new situations, doesn't know how to challenge themselves, doesn't know how to love themselves. We're focusing on all of this on this channel. So subscribe. I'm with you. I believe in you. And let me just say, just because this is a new page does not mean I'm not speaking facts. Welcome to Waves Unleashed, and I've just unleashed some waves on you.